The following program may contain language of an adult nature. Listener discretion is advised.
Views and opinions expressed on the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of over.Radio.net.
We think it's the banning of speech.
Are anonymous. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch jerk man will set you straight with some good old true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Oh, yes! Finally kicked those fuckers off the air.
It's about goddamn time. I got sick of those fucks.
Yeah, that G.J. Jerkman and Maxwell Silverhammer with all their goddamn anti-corporate talk.
Just be happy. We're gonna go celebrate right now. I think we should go do some golf and butt fuck one another.
Oh, that's the greatest. I'm ready. Hold on. Go get in the car here.
Get the hell in the other side. Another side. There you go.
There we go.
All right.
Oh, this is a great day.
I'm gonna start it up now. You ready?
These bastards.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Bora Bora, here we go.
It's the STIM Radio Show.
Maxwell Silverhammer, G.J. Jerkman, Cruise Control, and G Motor. Do you smell fire? I think somebody lit a cigarette. No, it's the hottest radio show on the internet. So keep it locked here from 7 to 9, cause the STIM Radio fam, they ahead of their time. And now it's lesson 1, man, this is lesson 2. No format because they keep it fresh and new. And this is what I call HQ. Hey, Winfrey, you a musical genius, man. They campaigning like basic. But if the content is making you sick, take some Dayquil. And if you think that the jocks sound quirky, allow me to introduce you to the shit that irks me.
All right, you sons of fucking bitches. Welcome to Shit That Fucking Irks Me. I'm Maxwell Silverhammer. It's the Hump Day edition. Fuck. Sorry, I was just leaning over. I was just turning up my phones a little bit. So anyway, I gotta apologize if you guys have been waiting on YouTube videos and shit. We've been having some issues, so hopefully we're gonna get all that ironed out. So, you know, for those who listened live last night, I apologize, but I think I'm just gonna do a rewind. And I think I'm going to bitch about all the stuff I bitched about last night. Just cause. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, for the archivers out there, you know, because those are the people that are really hitting my shit. You know, they're the ones that are really checking out the stuff. So, you know, and they've been probably wondering where the shows are, what's happening, and what's been going on. So I think I'm just going to make it my rewind show. You know, it's going to be like that, you know, when you got a bunch of different shit in your refrigerator, you know, and none of it really matches anything, but it's going to be your dinner that night. You know what I'm saying? Like you might have a piece of chicken, a little piece of fish, couple vegetables, you know, just some odds and end bullshit that you just decide, well, I got to get rid of this stuff. So we're just going to eat it all tonight. So that's kind of what I'm going to do here tonight. I think that I'm just going to rehash a lot of stuff that I've talked about in the last couple shows, maybe. You know, just to sort of, I don't know, you know, keep everybody up to date. So anyway, and a lot of this shit is due to fucking just corporacy, man. Just bullshit, shady ass, you know, the mentality of, you know, me first. It's all about me, and I'm not going to, you know, people just not being courteous and fucking other people over and making them jump and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And if that's too cryptic, I apologize, but you know, that's just kind of how I'm feeling, man. It's like I said, this corporate mentality has fucked this country so bad. And like I said, man, you know, corporate America, I blame them for like 99% of the problems in this country. Because everything that they do, you know, it seems like it affects people in some way. So, you know, if you can think of something that corporate America has not caused, you know, by all means, you're welcome to call in 702-609-7626. Again, that number is 702-609-7626. Or you can Skype into us at All Talk Radio. And, hey, let me know. Is there something I'm overlooking? Because it looks like corporate America is pretty much just fuck this country. The most, the thing that everybody looks at the most is, oh, it's America and it's corporate America and it's great. Because, we've got this love affair. There is this weird, fucked up love affair. I think AK put it best one time. She said it's like an abusive relationship. You keep going back and you love the motherfucker, even though he's kicking your ass all the time. But he does little things to make you think, ooh, yeah, all right, he cares. Well, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm doing cruise control would fucking kick my ass right now because it wouldn't just be a guy. Sometimes there's women that are abusive too. So I just said he for all intents and purposes, but an abuser, period. An abuser will, take you back, do the grooming and all that type of stuff and get you, what you want for a while. And you think, oh, they're changing. They're turning over a new leaf. And then they start back with their old bullshit again and start kicking the shit out of you. Or it may not just be kicking the shit out of you. It could be, mental abuse, emotional abuse. Abuse comes in all different forms. And, so I guess having said that, yeah, that's kind of the shit that goes on. And so we have this love of corporate America, because people are either too stupid to know better or people are just, they just follow suit. They don't learn to think for themselves. So, with all the whole environment that's created, the whole step on somebody just to get where you need to be and fuck where, if it's, impeding on you in any way, too bad it didn't impede on me and that's all I care about. So, yeah, that's just kind of that whole thing. It's the whole corporate mentality. And for those of you, by the way, I had somebody on Facebook, throw out to me last week when I put this up, about corporate America being the cause of most of the problems in this country. The guy tried to start with, well, what about the welfare state? That's government. That has nothing to do with corporate. Government, corporation, same goddamn thing. They may have different ways of doing shady shit, but it's all the same kind of mentality. And their bottom line is to fuck you. So, yeah, that's still corporate. That's still the corporate mentality. Basically the establishment period. And I'm not saying, you need establishment. I'm not saying we shouldn't have an establishment when it should be anarchy and all that type of stuff. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that the people that we're choosing to, to trust, we're just completely letting them fuck us over and, giving them the key. We're giving the keys to a drunk to drive. Basically, that's what we're doing. So we're letting somebody drive drunk and we're allowing it to happen. And, oh, well, so what? So what? He ran over like 3 children. So what? He fucking drove through a block wall fence and destroyed like, $5,000 worth of property. Just, hey, it's corporate America. You should never question corporate America. So anyway, that's what I'm seeing going on. And, it's just that kind of mentality. And they're always having to fuck with things and it's for their benefit to make money and, change this and change that. But, it's never a change for the better. You ever notice that? Whenever they're trying to change things, like when they're fucking with websites or, social media sites, they're always changing and they're like, well, we have to change. No, you don't. Keep it the same for a while. This is the problem. But you guys keep changing shit so you can make more money. That's why. That's the only reason you're changing shit. So don't make up this whole like, oh, we're changing for the better. You're full of shit. So you're just changing so you can make more honey money to go to Bora Bora with Corporate Jim. So as you all probably can tell, I'm a big fan of corporate America. I think corporate America is great. No, you know what? Like I said, I'm not, and let's get this out there too. I'm not against people making money, and that's the thing. But what I am, and just to prove this, I am against, bigger businesses or big business stepping on smaller businesses so they don't have a chance to make money. That's what I'm against. So you want to call me a socialist or a communist or whatever kind of bullshit? Well, I'm actually pro-capitalism, and true capitalism is you all make money. So when you've got all these companies stepping on other bigger companies because they're afraid, they're intimidated by you, and they're just going to step on you and stomp you out, so you aren't a threat anymore. Oh, what's the matter? You feeling threatened? You feel like somebody's impeding on you? Well, you know what? Get used to it. It's fucking capitalism. If anything, the mentality in corporate America is more communist or socialist than anything. Because, hey, our business is the one that's going to prosper. Your business is going to go down the toilet. What's that called? Oh, yeah. Some might call it monopoly. No, it's actually called communist. Yep, that's right. So this corporate America you love means, you mean to tell me you love communism? See, but that's how they indoctrinate your brain. They want you to think that that's the way you should be, and you should come along. Like the ad I saw about, they always show it on YouTube of AT&T and DirecTV hooking up and, ass fucking each other or whatever they're doing. They show the guy, he goes, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful relationship. And it's just a shady motherfucker, just out to fuck you later is what it is. And that's why you can't trust these people. They're just scumbags. And so, this whole thing of, when I sit and down corporations and say corporate America is a bunch of fuckers, this is why, because I'm a true capitalist. It's kind of funny. Again, being the only sober guy at the Grateful Dead concert, everybody else has dropped a couple hits of acid, and I'm just standing here going, whoa, what's he singing about? What's this song about? I'm not getting it. And then the other guy's like, dude, you don't understand, man. Dude, it's like about the world and society and the way things are, dude. You're not hearing that? No, I'm not. I'm sorry. Dude, I'm telling you, if you listen to what he says, man, it's all about the way the world runs and the way that we're looked down upon, man. And you're like, where are you getting that from? But everybody's on this shit but you. So all of a sudden you're looking at this going, there's something wrong. Some shit is not working right. And no, it's bullshitty. True capitalism is where everybody makes money. That's true capitalism. But these motherfuckers, these are communists. Don't fucking believe that bullshit. Because these are the people that are we're going to stomp out other businesses so we have the monopoly. So we're the only game in town. Okay? That's not corporate America that I know. The true corporate America is actually really corporate America. And everybody makes money. And, there's some for everybody. You don't have to be this big fish in the small pond, eating all the little fucking fish so nobody else has a chance to eat any, so you could just eat all the fish and you could starve for all the fuck I care. I ain't, and then they have the gall to be upset with you, and be like, well, who do you think you are? And it's like, and they hate when people talk about them too. They're always trying to shut people up for exposing them, No, stand out here and quit being the little bitch, quit tucking your tail, be a fucking man, and stand out here and take the bullets like the rest of us are fucking doing for you, shit face, So yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Corporate America is just fucked. I mean, there's just countless. I could go through countless examples, I'm sure, of things that are going on in this country right now, that are caused by corporate America. Bullshitty things. The stuff you're watching on TV, the stuff you're hearing in the music. I mean, just today, somebody at my work, I was outside on the patio, and this woman's outside watching some shit on her phone. I don't know, it was some series or something off Netflix. But I mean, they're talking about blowjobs and listen, I'm the shit that irks me guy. I know this sounds strange, but these are accepted medium. Somebody like me who's exposing these assholes and telling the real, oh, they want to shut me the fuck down. That might even be part of the problem why we've been having videos or problems with these videos, because these sons of bitches are fucking with them. I don't know. It's hard to say. I can't really just I can't throw someone out there and put them on blast. I wish the fuck I could, because I would. But in this case, there's nothing I can do. So I can only assume, that, hey, maybe they're just fucking with my videos and, I've built up a name. I don't know. It's an interesting fantasy. It's very possible, I guess. You never know. And so I will never rule it out. So anyway, but I mean, this is the stuff that's accepted. Watch stuff about, they're talking about blowjobs and fucking this and sucking that, and I'm just like, Jesus, this is a series. This is like shit that comes on TV, and this is okay. So it's not anything that's has any real value. And I'll share another story that happened with me just a few days ago. I talked to a guy who used to do a show here, and he was telling me that he's got this new rapper he's working with, and he wanted me to hear his stuff. And I said, okay, man, I'll check him out. I go listen to him. He sounds like the million other cookie cutter assholes that are out there, the million other Drakes and Lil Waynes and whatever the fuck they are. So it was all garbage pretty much. And I just texted him. I said, oh, dude, I'm sorry. I don't feel this. And he's like, well, what kind of stuff are you into, man? Tell me what you like. So I did. I said, well, and I actually posted a few links to artists I like on his page. And he wrote me back. He's like, well, I like this K Reno you sent me, but, it's too much. How did he put it? The way he put I wish I still had the text. It was something about it's too real and people want the parties and the bitches. And I'm like, you see, this is the generation of our mind. People want you to be stupid. Let's make you stupid. And you know what? You're allowing it. You're letting it happen. So, the fact that we can sit here and blame corporate America, of course, because they put the fucking bug out there. But your dumbass went ahead and fucking drank the cyanide, So you can get mad at them for putting out the Kool-Aid, but the stupider people in the end were the people who drank the Kool-Aid. So you don't have to drink the Kool-Aid, but many do because they think that's the only option they have. Well, I got to do that. I mean, this is what everyone else likes, right? I got to like the music everyone else likes. I got to like the TV that everyone else likes. And just the overall mentality of how people are. There's just a way that people carry themselves now. Very self-absorbed, everything's about them. They'll post on Facebook that they just fucking took a shit. I mean, it's like, I might do that, but as a joke, just kind of making fun of this whole thing. But some people, for real, will post that they just got done taking a shit. And other dumb things, like telling people where they are, and that kind of thing. Oh, I just checked in. So-and-so's over at McDonald's on Sahara and fucking, Rancho or whatever. It's just like, why are you posting this dumb shit? You looking for people to come break in your house? So, yeah, it's crazy, man. This whole thing, the whole environment that they've created. But it's what they've created. But again, you don't have to drink the Kool-Aid. So you're just as guilty for allowing the bullshit to happen. So, but I mean, I understand it's corporate America. And we're taught to trust and we're taught to believe and never question anybody or anything. Well, when you do, then all of a sudden, oh, hey, wait a minute, you're questioning. What are you doing? What's wrong with you? You sober person, get him some LSD right now. Come on, you two are gonna enjoy this Grateful Dead music. So, which by the way, the Grateful Dead is a horrible band. I don't think they've done any music I've ever liked. But that's the whole point. You've got to be high or on some serious shit to fucking enjoy their music. So, but that's the thing. All this garbage, and I'm not just talking about music. I'm just the overall mentality, the way people are. It's kick a motherfucker down the ladder so you can get up higher. And don't let anybody get anywhere. It's all about you. And if you got to lie to get there, if you got to steal to get there, you got to cheat to get there, God damn it, that's what you're going to do. Because it's all about number one, man. Look it out for number one. Doggy dog world, man. That's the corporate way. Well, you can't last like that forever. There comes a point, where you get up only too high and you shit on everybody. There's a point you're falling down. And it may not be today. It may not be next year. It might be years from now, and it could be anything. Could be illness, it could be, whatever kind of tragedy that happens to you. So, sometimes you can't really, you look at these people and go, well, maybe there's a reason this shit happened to you, and the fact maybe did you shit on people? What did you do? So certain motherfuckers, man, just certain things that happen to them, you got to think like, well, corporate gym, you shit on everybody. This is what you're going to get. You will get shit on. So, you know, and it'll happen. Like I said, it may not be happening now to them, but at some point, you know, it's coming because there's a bigger thing out there than your bullshit corporate dollar, you know. And I do believe in God, and, you know, I think at one point you will have to answer for the bullshit you pull to people. So, you know, whatever. So, yeah, that's the corporate wage, Early, you know. So, and you know, everybody lies to you. They give you the car salesman speech, and you know, and what's bad is other employees are told to lie. Oh, just tell them a lie. Just bullshit him around. You know, shut him the fuck up. You know, give him something to make him happy, and that's it. So that's why, you know, you get these people. You know, I hear these customers. Well, cruise control is one of them. You know, customer service people that whine and cry all the time of how much assholes the public is. Well, who made those assholes? You guys. You know, your company, maybe not you directly, but your company sure fucking did. And the things that you guys were doing to them. So, you know, basically, if you're going to be, you know, ripping people off and lying to them just to, you know, to get on top. And you heard the story that Cruise Control told at the last job he was at, where they were making him sell stuff. You know, how shitty is that? You call up pissed off about your bill, and the first thing they're trying to do is force you to upgrade or buy new service. Well, if I'm not happy with the existing service, why are you selling me something else? Because right now, I'm thinking about dropping your service completely. So, like, you know, the thing that happened to me with CenturyLink, I don't have to fucking go into that again. Or with Cox, you know, I'm no longer using Cox TV because, you know, they kept fucking with my rates all the time just for no reason. You know, rather than just keeping a steady customer, it's all about, well, let me just fuck you now. We're just fuck you now. Is that okay? Just bend on over, dig your teeth into the desktop. You know, hell, I did for the promotion. And there we go. So I understand you need a job. You got to do what you got to do. But understand when people are yelling at you as a customer service rep, there's a good fucking reason, you know. And it may not be you personally, but it's you because you represent the company. So they're mad at the company, and you happen to work for them, okay? It's just, it comes with the territory. I'm sorry, that's just the way it works. Your company's fucking people, so just understand, you work for a bunch of assholes. Like I had a paratransit driver once tell me, you know, I work for a bunch of assholes. That's all it is. And I'm like, yeah, that's just how it is. And you know what? I salute him because he was honest with me. You know, he told me the truth. So, and speaking of paratransit, next segment, I've got some paratransit irks. Like I said, this is a total rehash, slap shit together type show. And, well, that's what I'm doing. I'm just slapping shit together from the previous shows. So we'll be right back, bitches.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul. R&B, soul. I love you. You are my girl. Hip-hop bangers like
25 sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
classic throwbacks like.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. But I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on J&J.FM.
Hey, most people don't plan to fail, but a lot of people fail to plan, and it really don't have to be like that.
What you know about an IRA or a tax-deferred 401k? What you gotta pay to the government? Ever heard of a tax-exempt retirement? That's info most folks don't know. What you gonna do if you live too long? What you gonna do if you die too soon? Can your spouse afford the house? Will your family go bankrupt if you get sick? You got a plan in place to cover medical debt? I'm not talking about Advil, I'm speaking on long-term ill. You ever seen a bill from that home where Big Mama went to live? It's like $73,000 a year. How you gonna pay for that? 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 You work hard every day, but you really don't like it. You're looking at a retirement crisis. Got a good education, got a good job, got the age and the time, but still got robbed in 2008 when the market crashed. Wanna tell your boss to kiss your bus pass, but you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. Said you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. So you wake up in the morning and you put on your game face. Then you run out the house late, headed to the same place. On the bus like I'm stuck in your core like I'm stuck. What you need is a solution, more income and less confusion. What you gonna do, where you gonna go, who you gonna talk to get the info and get money? You can talk to me, you can talk to me, you can talk to me. We got what you need, or you can join the team. Build yourself, then build your wealth by sharing what you learn with somebody else. Each one, teach one how money works. Stay compliant so nobody gets hurt. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Hey, this is Travis. This song was recorded to get your attention. I have some powerful financial information that you should hear. The things that you need to put in place for a solid financial foundation in case you live too long, die too soon, if you become disabled or need to go into a home, or if you simply need access to a tax-free supplemental retirement or emergency fund. We have the information to put these proper plans in place in case any of these things happen. Contact me at my email. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. Let's set up an appointment, sit down at the kitchen table or coffee shop somewhere. I'll show you the information. If you have the need and the means, let's get it done. Or if you're looking for a business with a great compensation plan and a proven system, you should join the team. I know this business isn't for everyone, but it's one of those rare situations where if we all follow the system, it can be a win for all involved. The companies win, the clients win, or the families win, the brokers win. We're entrepreneurs, we're our own bosses. Everyone is a broker. We can make good money and travel around the world on the company's dime. Let's at least try to do it.
We think it's the banning of
We
speech.
are
First Amendment protected
anonymous.
material.
And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch jerk man will set you straight with some good all true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Yee! What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerkman. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do, so don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic, like you already know. Get him, Jay!
We think it's the banning of
We
speech.
are anonymous. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch jerk man will set you straight with some good old true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Okay, guys. Hey, we're fucking up. It's that kind of night. What can I say? All right. Speaking of fucking up, and I apologize again for you live listeners. You know, I love you. You were loyal listening live. But for my archivers, because, they haven't gotten a show in a while, so, hopefully this one will be cool tonight. We'll have to see. But I'm kind of trying to keep them up to date on what's been happening. So yeah, paratransit has been.
Views and opinions.
Oh wow. So paratransit has been fucking up a lot lately. Last week, I wasn't. I get these text alerts that they send me, and they let me know that your bus will be arriving in like say 8 minutes or something. Then they text me again when the bus does arrive to let me know the bus is there, and then finally they also send me trip reminders for the next day, so I know what my rides are. So anyway, I wasn't getting any text messages last week from them. So I would have to and I'm trying to remember how I figured that out. I think I was at work and it was getting later and later and my pickup time was getting later and later. So I'm going, okay, let me just check, let me go to the back door here. Sure enough, I go to the back door and I hear the paratransit engine out there and I'm like, well, I never got a text. What the fuck? So I, shut everything down real quick and turn off the lights and leave. And, I go down there and I'm like, gee, I didn't even get a text. What's going on here? So then I called and let them know this. And I said, is there something wrong? I haven't been getting these texts. Did I get knocked out of the system? So, of course, it's bureaucrat 1 to bureaucrat 2. It's never fucking, something simple, of course. You got to go to this person and this middleman and this other. There's some more corporate bullshit right there. Having all these assholes. You got 9 departments doing one thing. Makes a lot of sense to me. So anyway, they got to check into it and get back to me and whatever. So again, for the most of the week, and it was very inconsistent. At some points I would get texts, at other points I wouldn't. And so finally, I think it was like Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday night. I'm at Panda Express with Mac Metro, and I get a text message. All of a sudden, I get this, barrage of text messages, and it's my trip reminders for the next day, and for Sunday, because I was going over to see Blue Jay. And for those of you who don't know who Blue Jay is, I talked about her yesterday. We had a nice time this Sunday, and when I went over there, she cooked me an awesome meal. We had angel hair pasta with meat sauce, garlic bread, salad, pound cake with strawberries, which, by the way, Blue Jay, after we got off the phone last night, I went ahead and ate that pound cake she brought me home with, or that you sent home with me. So anyway, the pound cake is gone. Everything's gone. And, of course, I ate the pasta in one sitting. Anyway, I'm getting off on the tangent. So that was for going over to her place on Sunday. So I'm going, oh, well, I guess I'm getting texts again. That's nice. So then I later check on Sunday morning, and I got an email saying that I've been approved for their text messaging service. And I'm thinking, was I de-approved at some point? You know, what the fuck happened? And then, of course, they give you the canned bullshit answer, you know, because I got a call like an hour later from Gary over at RTC, and he's telling me, yeah, the system was down, and, you know, all the people had to be put back in the system again. And I'm just like, you know, how the fuck is this possible? You know, you guys, this is I mean, the problem is you got too many hands in the pot again. You know, you've got a government agency that hires a corporation to fucking handle their bullshit. Everybody's making money hand over fist. The riders are getting fucked because of it. And this is kind of the bullshit we got to deal with. So, and like I said, you know, when I bitch about paratransit, I'm grateful we have the service, okay? The only reason I bitch is because there is room for improvement, and you could improve it had you wanted to. But there's the key right there. You don't want to because you're making money. Oh! So that's what's going on. Anyway, so yeah, they basically are getting, you know, so I was de-approved somehow, and they had to put me back in their system so I can be reapproved. And so now I'm back. I was back in there, and I'm getting my text and everything. Well, except for the night that I was at Blue Jays on Sunday night. Oh, and let me back up until Sunday going over there. Now, it just seems like they got these manifests just packed with bullshit. And it's funny because I see some drivers that are sitting out there playing sphincter banjo for the 3 hours, going, I don't have anywhere to go. You know, I'm just going to sit in the parking lot and read a fucking book or masturbate or, you know, listen to music or whatever the fuck they're doing. So, and then other drivers are just pushed to the wall with a million pickups and drop-offs. And that's what happened Sunday. You know, and first of all, the guy that came to pick me up from my house, you know, the thing is, I don't like to give them extra information because it only confuses them. So what was going on for the longest time is they would come, and when they'd go to pick me up, they'd go to, you know, the building number, and because I had the building number and the apartment number on there. So some drivers got it and some drivers didn't. So there were some that would just like drive down further down than my apartment. You see, my apartment's right when you pull in. I mean, it's so close. It's right. Here's what's it when you first pull in. There's a clubhouse. Then to the left of the clubhouse is my apartment. Well, you know, that's why I figure, oh, this is great. You know, they can just, you know, pull up right there. It shouldn't be a problem. Well, what they'll do is they'll drive till they actually see the building number, which the building number is further down on the wall, you know, and it's funny too because I get SMJ'd all the time by all the drivers and, oh, watch out, there's a curb and there's cars. I don't want you to walk between the cars and, you know, all that stuff. But yet they have no problem pulling up where there's a bunch of rocks and shrubs. Now I've got to walk between the rocks and the shrubs to get on my bus. So that's a big pain in the ass for me. And it's a slope, you know, it's slanted. So you're, you know, trying to stand on these rocks and they're sliding everywhere and you're walking into the shrubs. So it's a big pain in the ass. So finally I said, you know what? I'm going to take that off there. I'm just going to put pick up and drop off at the clubhouse. Well, they found ways to fuck that up too. And, you know, like they'll back up to the fucking clubhouse ramp. I've had some drivers that'll walk right past me as I'm going toward the bus. And, you know, I don't think anything of it. I don't know who it is walking past me. Then all of a sudden I get on the bus and the person goes, well, they just went in the clubhouse to look for you. And I'm like, why don't they just stay the fuck on the bus? You know what I'm saying? So, or like I said, they pull up to the clubhouse ramp. I don't know why. Stupid, you know, but this particular guy pulls in, drives in, makes a right. First fucking dumb thing he does, makes a right, and starts driving around the complex. So now he's driving all around my complex, and I'm like, dude, the clubhouse is right there when you drive in. I mean, it's like who's buried in Grant's tomb, you know? Frederick Douglass, Benjamin Franklin, I don't know. So anyway, he comes back around, and finally when he gets off, you know, he's got the door. One thing they're not supposed to do is pick up and drop off in the street. So their door has to be facing the curb where you're going to be. Well, he didn't do that because he drove around. So now his door was facing out in the street by the carport. So when he pulls up, there's I mean, you know, not that it's way congested in my complex, but there were a few cars driving by. and I'm not about to walk my ass in the street, especially when I can't hear over his engine. So he gets out and he's like, I'll help you. So he walks me around. I said, you know, it says pick up and drop off at the clubhouse. And he's like, well, I was looking for the building. And I'm like, total fucking waste of time. Stupid. Why were you looking for the building when, you know, I have on there, you know, pick up and drop off at the clubhouse? Don't worry about all that other stuff. Just worry about where you're supposed to pick up and drop off. So, and the same thing at my work. You know, I've had drivers get, you know, like mad at me because they're like, well, how come you don't have the name of the business you work for, you know, on the manifest? And I'm like, because you won't see it. Unless your bus is able to fly and drive through buildings, you're not going to see it. So, because we're upstairs and we're inside this office suite, you'd never find us. So that's why I don't do that, because your dumbass will drive around this complex forever looking for some shit you're never going to find. So to negate all that, I just have you picking me up between these two buildings, and that's my pickup point. You know, pretty fucking easy. You know, I try to spoon feed you, and you still drool like a retard and make a complete fucking mess. So, you know, what do? So anyway, I get on the bus, and there's another guy on there with me. He's another visually impaired dude. And, you know, he's talking to me because he knows I do a radio show. So we're talking about the show a little bit. And, you know, he says, oh, yeah, man, you know, you still doing your show? You doing it? So, you know, he's asking a bunch of questions, you know, like everyone always does. That, you know, I have a whole new respect for law enforcement because I'm sure they get the same thing. You know, everybody wants to know about their job because it seems so glamorous and exciting. And I'm sure they just want to go, fuck, can we not talk about work for once? You know? So anyway, the guy's talking to me about the show and everything. And we're, you know, going, and well, I guess it was supposed to be, we had to go drop some other woman off. Then we had to go pick up these other ladies that were at the grocery store that get on with this big fucking grocery cart with, you know, all this bullshit in it. So he's got to tie it down and, you know, so it doesn't roll around. So that's holding us up. And finally, the visually impaired guy I was talking to says to me at one point, or it doesn't say to me, but he says to the driver, are you the only one working today, man? And so, you know, of course, the guy was like, well, you know, it's kind of a skeleton crew, you know, it's Sunday. And, you know, you're just like, okay, whatever. So, yeah, then we had to go drop those women off. So now, again, he's got to go back and untie the goddamn shopping cart and get it off the bus. And that's what's got to be done. So that was the end of that. Then finally, I get dropped off. And, of course, the guy can't find her apartment. And he's got the name of her street on there, but he's naming off all these other streets in the complex. I'm like, no, dude, it's not. It's what is your manifest state? Read your fucking manifest. You know, I wonder if some of those drivers just don't know how to read. Because, like I said, you get some people, you know, that just, you know, they tell their buddies to come apply for the job. And they get a bird dog fee if they get their friends hired. So basically that's what happens. You know, their friends come down, apply, pass through the training. And now you got an idiot who has no fucking clue of what they're really doing. Or in most cases has no clue of how the city is set up. So now they're just driving around a foreign city, you know, and they don't know where they are, how to do the job, and really no skills when it comes to disable people. So it's just all one giant snowball fuck effect, you know. So anyway, but the real asshole driver I got was the guy that picked me up, and because this guy eventually got me to where I need to go and everything. So here it was. I'm, you know, at Blue Jays. It's about time to go. And instead of getting a text message, see, I think this is what RTC does too, or Transdev, you know, their little company. This is what they do when they fuck up and forget to push the button and send the text. They just call you. They figure, oh, fuck, I better call him since he's not out there. So then they'll call me and they'll say, hey, your ride's here. And I'm like, oh, okay, great, thanks. So we go out there. This asshole is standing off to the side, you know, downstairs because she lives upstairs. So he's down, you know, off to the side looking up at us. And he goes, I'm leaving. And we're like, okay, well, we just got out here. Sorry. And so he starts walking away. So I thought he was going to leave me there. So we start walking down. We're like, are you going to pull around? And he goes, nope. And he just keeps walking. So we're like, shit, this could be bad. This motherfucker could leave me. So we start walking faster and we get over to him. And finally he does pull the bus up. to us. At first, I thought he was just going to drive by, but he does pull up, and then he gets off, and then he says hello, like that's supposed to help. And I get on, and finally when he gets on, I tell him, I said, man, I'm sorry. Normally I get these text messages that tell me you guys are here, but in this case, I got nothing. And he didn't even answer me. So when you don't answer me, that's some bullshit. Fucking acknowledge me with a yeah or something. Don't just not say anything. What the fuck do you think this is? So, and needless to say, he was a real prick, which I called in and complained about him yesterday. So hopefully we'll hear something soon. And then one thing I will say for RTC is they do reprimand their drivers. So that's a good thing, for bullshitting around. So we're getting off the freeway, getting to my house, and he's asked me if I have a card for my gate. And I said, sure, I'll give it to you when we get there. And he goes, no, I'll give it to me. He goes, how about now? And I'm like, okay, all right, asshole, have it your way. So I give him the card, and we're driving, and finally we get to the complex. We pull in, and he doesn't need the card because the gate's open. So we pull in, we park, and when I get off, I think then he realizes, I better be nice to this guy, because otherwise he's going to remember me and remember what a dick I am, and he's going to call in and complain. Well, I did that, fuckface. And even when, you know what, your fakeness didn't help. That actually, that didn't build your case. That actually ruined it even more. So when he opens the door, I get off, and, he's like, well, do you need help from here? Do you want me to help you get through the cars? And I'm like, no, I got it, thanks. So I'm walking. Of course, he starts cheerleading. Oh, watch out. There's a curb there. I'm like, yeah, I know. I got this shit down. Thank you very much. So, and my asshole agrees. So, anyway, yeah, so that was my asshole driver experience. And then, just like, what was it? Today and yesterday, I've just had a lot of trouble getting in to schedule my rides. You call, and what pisses me off is you go through the whole fucking motion. You either get one or two things. You either call and the phone's busy, which you're a government agency, your phone should not be fucking busy. Sorry, unacceptable. I don't care if all your lines are full. When you're a government or you're, something like that, a large entity, well, guess what? You're now Superman. You want to be God? Well, then guess what? We're going to declare you God. And so when your phones are busy and people can't get through to schedule their rides, well, then we're going to be pretty fucking pissed off. And, you might see some funding getting pulled from you. How'd you like that there, Corporate Jim? So, but see, this is the problem. Government's way of making money is the shittier job they do, the more money they're going to get. Because, then they're going to go crying, at legislative sessions or whatever and say, well, we can't do the fucking jobs that we need to do, and we're so overwhelmed and we can't. And then they'll say, okay, we'll give you more money. Yeah, it's okay. We'll help you out. So, it's kind of like the road construction thing. Same shit. They tear up all these fucking roads and then say that they can't possibly get all these projects fixed. So then they say, well, we need money to fix these roads. So then they, of course, give them, somebody really need to start scrutinizing some of these government agencies, like really looking at them through a microscope and be like, what's going on here? And go further than just, the gardeners outside at the DMV smoking cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? You need to kind of go probe a little deeper. Don't be looking at the gardeners, okay? The gardeners aren't your concern. I'll tell you who is your concern. The higher ups. Start looking at those motherfuckers with a fucking microscope. Because I guarantee you right now, Jacob Snow and his, $150,000 salary, whatever the fuck it is, it's around there. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's enough. And he's basically making, a ridiculous amount, for a service that's substandard, being head of that shit. You can say, oh, he's very overwhelmed. Yeah, I bet he is. He probably has a golf game at 5 and, lunch at Foozie's at 6 and then a fucking, he's meeting his buddies to go, at the airport because they're going to Bora Bora, and then they're going to felch each other's assholes at 9 o'clock, and, busy motherfucking schedule. My heart just bleeds. What can I say? So anyway, yeah, that was either you can't get through on the phones, or you do get through, and you have to for scheduling. Then it asks you to put in your PIN number, so you do that, and then you get this message that says, thank you for calling the RTC. Unfortunately, we're experiencing heavy call volumes right now. Please try your call again later. Again, unfucking acceptable. That's it. some of these motherfuckers think they can get away with the substandard. No, sorry, you're a huge entity. You know, you can't get away with giving substandard work. You know, ain't gonna happen. Sorry, buddy. So, you know, but the problem is, you know, they just keep fucking with us, and oh, we'll just raise some taxes and, you know, take more money from motherfuckers. Like we're not taking enough already. And then, you know, these people, because a lot of times it's misappropriation of funds. You know, somebody really needs to look at these entities and find out what the fuck they're really doing with all this money. You know, now they've cut the monthly passes back to 46 rides a month, you know, which means we have to pay at the end of the month, $3 a ride, you know, which is fine. That's what people pay. But the passes used to be unlimited. Why did you cut them down? We're losing money. We're very overwhelmed. You know, just a typical bullshit canned excuse. It's the corporate violin. I'm tired of fucking hearing it. Don't tell us you're overwhelmed. It's a bullshit excuse. You know, when we see you out there on that golf course, when we see you driving that Escalade, you know, you can't be that overwhelmed. Life can't be that hard for you, you know. So anyway, yeah, you know, you hate the rich. No, again, I hate the motherfuckers that shit on people to get where they need to go. You know, I mean, you can still, you know, get places. You just don't have to shit on people. You know, you can do it by earning respect, not by kicking people's ass. You know, not by fucking them over. There's actually oh yeah, can you believe it? There's an ethical way to actually get the stuff you need. I know that sounds foreign to a lot of you fuckers, but it's what it is. So yeah, that's more RTC bullshit. So yeah, I had trouble getting in, you know, trying to call them yesterday to schedule rides, and so then I'm you know calling. Somebody suggested I do was hit 7 for comments, and that would get me in. So I did. It actually worked out well because I did have a comment to call in. That was about that asshole driver. And then after you get done putting in your comment, you know, telling them what's going on and what you want to bitch about, then you say, oh, by the way, can I schedule some rides? And they go, sure. Normally I can't do that, but in this particular case, sure, I can schedule this ride for you. Knowing good and goddamn well it's the same people that answer the phone when you schedule your rides. So you're sitting at the same desk. Anyway, we'll be right back, bitches.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul. R&B, soul. I love you. You are my girl. Hip-hop bangers like. Hip-hop bangers like.
25 sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
Classic throwbacks, life.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. But I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on JNJ.FM.
Hey, most people don't plan to fail, but a lot of people fail to plan, and it really don't have to be like that. What you know about an IRA or a tax-deferred 401k? What you gotta pay to the government? Ever heard of a tax-exempt retirement? That's info most folks don't know. What you gonna do if you live too long? What you gonna do if you die too soon? Can your spouse afford the house? Will your family go bankrupt if you get sick? You got a plan in place to cover medical debt? I'm not talking about Advil. I'm speaking on long-term ill. You ever seen a bill from that home where Big Mama went to live? It's like $73,000 a year. How you gonna pay for that? 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 You work hard every day, but you really don't like it. You're looking at a retirement crisis. Got a good education, got a good job, got the age and the time, but still got robbed in 2008 when the market crashed. Wanna tell your boss to kiss your bus pass, but you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. Said you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. So you wake up in the morning and you put on your game face. Then you run out the house late, headed to the same place. On the bus like I'm stuck in your core like I'm stuck. What you need is a solution, more income and less confusion. What you gonna do? Where you gonna go? Who you gonna talk to get the info and get money? You can talk to me. You can talk to me. We got what you need. You can join the team. Build yourself, then build your wealth by sharing what you learn with somebody else. Each one, teach one how money works. Stay compliant so nobody gets hurt. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Hey, this is Travis. This song was recorded to get your attention. I have some powerful financial information that you should hear. The things that you need to put in place for a solid financial foundation in case you live too long, die too soon, if you become disabled or need to go into a home, or if you simply need access to a tax-free supplemental retirement or emergency fund, we have the information to put these proper plans in place in case any of these things happen. Contact me at my email. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. Let's set up an appointment, sit down at the kitchen table or coffee shop somewhere. I'll show you the information. If you have the need and the means, let's get it done. Or if you're looking for a business with a great compensation plan and a proven system, you should join the team. I know this business isn't for everyone, but it's one of those rare situations where if we all follow the system, it can be a win for all involved. The companies win, the clients win, or the families win, the brokers win. We're entrepreneurs, we're our own bosses. Everyone is a broker. We can make good money and travel around the world on the company's dime. Let's at least try to do it.
We think it's the banning of
We are
First Amendment protected
anonymous.
material.
And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch jerk man will set you straight with some good old true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Yee! What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerk Man. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do, so don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic like you already know. Get him, Jay!
We think it's the banning of
We are
First Amendment
Oh, yes, bitches. Hour 2, segment 3 of the shit that fucking irks me. So, anyway, yeah. As I said, this is going to be a rehash mix show because shit isn't right and or wasn't right, you know, so we're praying for the best here. And, you know, so this is, I'm maybe, you know, bringing up some stuff I talked about last night or on other shows, but, and I apologize again to the live listeners, but my archivers haven't gotten some shit in a while, so. Anyway, Yeah, so I went over to had a good time over at Blue Jays. Like I said, we've kind of been seeing each other, and we went over there on, was it Sunday, or I went over there, and she made me dinner, and we had a good time. We drank some wine. Well, had some wine, some beer, and just nothing serious, but I had a good time as usual. We seemed to enjoy each other. But this is the thing. This is why, and her and I met through work, actually, through my work. And it's one of those deals where the whole thing with the dating site, I don't get it. Well, here's the thing. And one good thing with the dating sites is, they're giving the socially retarded a leg up. And so they should. That's the right thing to do. It's kind of like years ago, say if this was 1930, I couldn't do the job I do now because they didn't have the stuff available for blind people. So at some point, people came out with different technology, for blind people, to give us, different stuff to work with. So anyway, it's so they at some point you have to say, socially retarded is, it's an actual, written, recorded, disorder, I guess, if you will. Although I think it's a lot of cases self-inflicted, but whatever. Anyway, those dating sites are mainly for the socially retarded because, and everything's canned on there. It's all canned bullshit. You look at thousands of profiles. Oh, and I love this. People always say in their defense, well, dating sites are for people that don't have any, they have stuff to do and, they're really busy and they don't have time to go out and meet people. Well, when I met Blue Jay, I was at work. I wasn't expecting anything. It just happened to go down like that, and from there, we hit it off. So, and for me, I can't say, I don't want to say what's good for the goose is good for the gander, because obviously that's not always true. In some cases, sometimes shit is just, whatever's not working for one person may work for someone else. So, in my case, I've just never found dating sites to really be very good for me. Number one, I need to hear a voice. So if I can't hear a voice, then it's really difficult for me, and especially if people don't want to talk to me, or they play games and they won't, they're want to just message back and forth, and well, let's do this for a while, and I prefer to text, I prefer to message. Well, you probably prefer to hide too. There's probably some shit you're hiding, that you don't want known. So that's what I think. Because, for me, I don't have shit to hide. You want to talk to me? Fine. Here's who I am. Here's what I am. Here's what I do. So, but, so many people swear by it. Like my brother and I, we've gone round and round about this shit. And he's like, oh, man, you got to, those dating sites, you got to do this, and you got to do that. And so much hokey pokey bullshit. And, okay, if these sites are for people that are busy and have a lot going on in their lives, then why is it they're always on there? You know what I'm saying? Always uploading a bunch of new pictures and posting new bullshit and doing other things and messaging other people. That's way more work than just going out and meeting somebody. When you go out and meet somebody, it's effortless. Seriously. You don't go out with the intention of meeting. That's the thing. That's the beauty of it. You just go out and you're in a situation, you might just be at dinner with a friend or, going to the store to pick up some shit, and my brother's big thing is, well, if that's the kind of way you want to meet somebody, then I'd suggest just be patient. I'm like, well, actually, I don't need to be, because I'm a social person. So, if something's meant to be, it's just what it is. Now, my brother, on the other hand, is not a social person. He's never been. And so I think that's why he benefits from using the dating sites. And that's okay. I'm not knocking that. But at the same time, don't knock me, because I think they're bullshit. And, try to persuade me that, oh, no, it's the way. And, and his big thing, too, is, well, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, that's 1,000 words I can't hear then because I'm blind. So how is that worth 1,000 words for me? So it's bullshit. And then +2 of the chatting, how do you drive a conversation forward going, how are you? I am good. That is good. What did you have for dinner? I had pizza. That is cool. Are you playing with your penis? Yes, I am. You know, it doesn't drive the conversation forward at all. It's back and forth. And I can't beep-boo chat like that. It doesn't do anything for me. I want to have a conversation, you know? Let's have a conversation and speak. Let's not chat. Chatting is lame. Chatting is gay. You know? I don't want to do chatting. I'm sorry. So, anyway, yeah, so we met, you know, like I said, in a work-related situation. I'm not going to go into how it all went down, but anyway, we're doing well. And it's just like most of the quality relationships I've had were people that I met, you know, in situations that I never thought, you know, like I didn't go out planning to meet anybody. And see, that's the thing too. When you go plan to meet someone, you know, you're probably not going to meet anyone, or you're just going to, you know, find the first thing that shows you interest, I guess. And see, this is the thing I've noticed too with the dating sites is a lot of the women on there, you know, well, probably a lot of the men too. I wouldn't know. Obviously, I'm not going after the men, but a lot of the women on there are, you know, they're the first time you meet them, all of a sudden, not only are they having sex with you on the first night, but or after the first date, but they're also thinking you're their boyfriend. And all of a sudden they're telling their family about you, and, you know, and they want you to come over and meet their family. And you're just like, whoa, we've only been talking for a week. What the fuck? And then too, they like, you know, get this whole thing of, well, how do I introduce you? Are we boyfriend and girlfriend? Are we? And it's like, whoa, slow the fuck down. You know, you want to jump into this shit. And a few people I've dated off there were very fast moving. And I was just like, well, this is moving a little too fast for me. I don't know if I like the speed of this. So, you know, I just not feeling that. And so the date site thing's not for me. Now, having said that, some people it is. If you're socially retarded, it probably works great for you, and that's okay. You know, I'm not knocking that. You know, we all have our shortcomings, and being socially retarded is just a shortcoming, you know? Don't worry about that. And if this is the place where you meet women or you meet guys and it works out great for you, then hey, keep going. Do your thing. You got to do what works for you, but I also got to do what works for me. And using a dating site isn't what works for me. Which, by the way, I did get an email from Meet Me the other day, and, you know, see who clicked yes on you. And I'm just like, I don't have any interest in that shit. You know, it's been so long since I've been on any of those sites. Like, I still have profiles up there, but I don't know the passwords. So I'm just like, okay, I don't even remember how to get into that thing. So, you know, it's just kind of they're up there and, you know, whatever. I just haven't taken them down, you know. They're kind of just there. They're dormant. And, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe people are clicking yes on me. I'm not sure. You know, occasionally I'll get emails from, you know, Plenty of Fish or from, you know, Meet Me or one of those. And, you know, I tried a few of the paid ones too back in the day. And those were just as bad. You know, it's pretty, the writing's on the wall when you do a paid site and you do a free site and your experience is exactly the same. You know, to me, that sounds like, well, it's pretty much how it's going to be. That's just the experience. So, and again, this is just for me, just what I've experienced. And, you know, many may say, well, I'm sorry you had such a bad experience. You know, they're almost very, you know, upset, almost ass hurt that you didn't enjoy it like they did. And it's like, well, no, I really fucking didn't, to be honest with you. It kind of sucked. So, yeah, I'm not into it's kind of like speed dating, the same thing. How do you, you know, and again, everything's canned, you know, it's the paper plate mentality. You know, people are disposable and, well, that's okay. I'll just throw that person away when I get tired of them, you know, rather than trying to build on a fucking relationship. You know, what I'd be interested in is let's build a relationship. Let's have some shit going on. That's the problem now. Nobody wants to build on anything. They just want temporary fun and then they're out of there. And it's like, well, you know, and I was that way when I was maybe in my 20s, but, you know, now almost at 40, I'm, you know, kind of wanting something different. And I like somebody that I can kind of build something with and kind of see where things go. And, you know, if at the end it doesn't, you know, go to what we thought it might, you know, at least we tried it. At least we gave it an attempt. You know, it's not just this slap together thing where somebody just willy-nilly decides one day, well, you know, there's more food at the buffet. yeah, you were great and everything, but I want to try other shit too. It's kind of like being at a used car lot and driving all the different cars. You know, like which one do you want to drive next? You know, you don't want to buy any of them, but you want to drive them all. You know, just to see which ones you enjoy. Oh, I like that. Now you have bragging rights. Oh, I just drove the fucking, the SE 400 or whatever, and it's great, man. You should feel the horsepower. Well, did you buy it? No. Okay. So why even tell me about it? You know, if you bought the thing and you own it, then hey, I got all the love for you. But you know, if you just went and drove the goddamn thing, well, I couldn't afford to buy it. Well, I mean, because you didn't want to put the effort in it. That's kind of how that is, basically. It's for people who just don't want to put the effort in, and they just want to slap together a relationship for now. Although you do hear these stories of people getting married off these sites, but again, these are people that are just kind of settling for the first thing that shows them interest. And they're just, they'll meet somebody on there. Oh yeah, okay, I guess we're hitting it off okay. Well, should we move in? Yeah, I guess we should. All right. Well, since we're moved in, should we get married? Yeah, I guess we should. And meanwhile, you're married to somebody you don't really love. You're just kind of going through the motions with them because you feel that you need to. And it's just kind of funny to me, man. You see all these things, or even on Facebook, I'll see people, one day they're single, the next day they're in a relationship, 2 weeks later they're engaged, and you're going, what's going on here? Something wrong with this shit. And then, or the other one, the reverse. There was a guy on my friends list one time who, he got married. He was all happy. Life was great, And I want to say it was like 2 to 3 months later, now he's getting a divorce. And you're going, okay. And of course, it's all for sympathy, Oh, I'm sorry about that. If you need me, I'm here. A lot of people, again, back to the attention whore thing, everybody wants everyone to know what they're going through. I don't post anything about, my day. I used to back in the day, but see, I learned from that. And I stopped posting about my relationships. I stopped letting people know, what's going on with me and my dating and all that kind of shit like that. Because when you do, first, you get together and everybody's congratulating you and, oh, this is so great. And, I'm so happy for you and blah, 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 all that dumb shit. Well, then you break up and then people start taking sides. Yeah, fuck that bitch. She wasn't shit anyway. Be glad you're away from her. You could do a lot better. And you're just like, how do you know? So, yeah, it's just putting all that shit on display. Like I said, I used to do that at one time, but it brought me nothing but trouble. So now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna, kind of, reel it in a little bit. If you listen to my show, obviously you hear that I'm dating somebody that I'm into, but if you're not, other than that, if it doesn't have to be all over Facebook and all over all my social media and, pictures of this and pictures of that and all kinds of other weird shit, we can just go out and have fun, and just enjoy each other for once, without the scrutiny of the rest of the fucking world. So, and that's the other thing too. Everybody thinks they're on like, Desperate Housewives or, one of these dating shows or something. It's like, what do you think you're going to be the next reality show? I think that's part of it too. I think people actually think that they got a shot at some reality TV. Oh yeah, well, I do enough posting and putting myself out there. Somebody's going to want to do a reality show and they're going to want me. Now you're really fucking dreaming. Out of the millions of people, and you think you deserve a reality show. And why would you want a reality show? You got cameras up your ass all the time. Everybody's watching what you're doing. And it sounds to me like it's fucking annoying. And of course, there's the built-in drama. All that stuff is canned. I think the only reality show that's, a true reality show are like some of these, like, cops or, jail or those kind of shows. But the ones where they're like, well, where people are, living on a yacht for a month or something, and all of a sudden they're fighting with each other, and, then they go off to the side and they have their little side dialogue. Well, the problem with Jim is he's such a dick, and he's not letting me do what I want, and, he's going to have to learn, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden it shows them fighting and, getting at each other's throats. And although I did like Hell's Kitchen for the longest time, I think it was just funny to watch the stupidity that occurred and to watch him just scream at them because they were just fucking morons. But even that I've kind of stopped watching. Although I've stopped watching that mainly because now I do the show, so I really don't get time. And yes, I could probably watch it on Netflix. Well, I don't have Netflix anymore. I dumped them. See, there was a situation where I vote with my money. All the stuff I wanted to watch, that I wanted to stream, they didn't have. And all the stuff that was streamable was stupid shit that I'd never watch anyway. So I'm like, I'm not just going to settle. See, here we go again. Now people are settling. Well, okay, this is, the stuff you really put it, like when you start searching for stuff, it would say, well, for an extra $4, you can get the DVD and we'll mail it to you. And you're like, oh, great. So I was paying $7.99. Now you're going to up it to like 12 something just for the wonderful, wonder-dunderous privilege of sending me a fucking DVD in the mail. So I'm like, no, not doing that. Sorry. And eventually I just dropped my subscription. I'm like, fuck this. The stuff that's on there, and people are telling me it's better now. And, oh, you should get, no, what it is you guys have just learned to settle for lame shit, that's up there. Well, we better watch what's streamable. I saw somebody today was like, I need to know a new series to watch on Netflix. Now you're just finding all these bullshit series that never went anywhere, and you're watching them. That's the new trendy thing to do. Watch some dumb fuck series that everybody seems to love or something. And maybe these series come on TV. I don't know. I don't watch TV to be able to tell you. But, yeah, I just see people watching these crazy fucking, I don't know where they even find out about these things. Probably just on Netflix searching and settling. Oh, well, I'll watch this. This looks kind of interesting. And then they watch it, and, yeah, there we go. I mean, everybody tells me I should watch Breaking Bad, but I'm like, well, it's TV, though. I mean, although I did like House, I was, for a while, I was a big House fan. But, I don't know, man. I just haven't pushed myself to start watching Breaking Bad, and maybe I will one time. Maybe if, I've got nothing to do, like on my birthday week or something, which, by the way, folks, is coming up here real soon. So, yeah, on my birthday week, I'll start watching, some kind of shit when I've got nothing to do. But, I always say that. Oh, I'm going to have all this time, and I'm going to be, have nothing to do. And I bet you all my time's going to be tied up. It's just how it works. And then people ask me, well, you going anywhere? No, I'm staying right here, but believe me, I got plenty to keep me occupied. So, that's how that goes. I'm going to be, what am I going to be doing? I'll be turning 40 is what I'll be doing. So that should be a whole new thing. Goodbye 30s. I don't know. I don't know what I think about my 30s. I'm going to have to, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll spend the last part of the show, thinking about my 30s and how things were and some of the shit that I learned. Because I did learn some pretty fucking hard lessons in my 30s, more so than my 20s. So maybe I'll get a little introspective for the last part of the show and kind of go into that a little bit, and but yeah, with some of these things that people are digging now, I'm just like, I don't see the allure. I really don't. This shit just looks lame. And it's not that I'm not giving them a chance. Believe me, I'm trying. But it's just not, I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me. It's something the way they're created or what. There's just, I don't know. It seems like it lacks, any kind of like cohesion almost, like it's not even, I'm like, what am I watching here? What's going on? It's like when they tried to bring Knight Rider back. That was horrible. And I used to love that show growing up. But, they tried to remake it and it just wasn't the same. The characters weren't the same. It's why you can't really go back to a situation and expect the same vibe that you got when you were there. It's like coming back to this building here. I mean, I like the fact that there's places to eat around here. It's great, but the vibe's not the same. It's not that happy, hey, what's up kind of vibe anymore, and you kind of feel like, damn, but that's it. When you leave a place, it changes. The place changes. You change. Everything changes. So when you show back up to it, you just can't, it's almost like forbidden, like you shouldn't even be there. Like, why am I here? What's going on? I'm like, I feel like I'm breaking in unlawfully or something. So it's kind of like when, like I had a certain dorm. There was a like building C when I was at UNLV. That was my dorm every semester. I was in that dorm. But one thing I did notice is with the different people coming in, I was the only constant and I was on different floors each year. But it wasn't the same every year. Every year it would change up. it was different all the time. Where, one year it had this kind of vibe, the next year it had that kind of vibe, and it was all different people. So, the new people in there are what make the vibe. And you too, obviously, because you've grown. You're not the same person you were the year before. And that's what I'm saying, man. Sometimes a year does make a difference. You may not feel it, but when you look back at all the shit, you're just like, whoa, I did some traveling here. So, but, yeah, going back, and then once I graduated, I would go back to that building, just to see friends and people that hadn't graduated yet. And I would feel like I shouldn't be there. There was like some forbidden feeling like, man, what am I doing here? I feel like I'm, walking through an elementary school and I'm a old perv or something. What's going on? I don't belong here anymore. That one time, this was my playground. This was my stomping ground. But now things have changed, and it's new people, and that's just, unfortunately, that's the ass ram of change. Things do have to change. Although I'm the type of dude, I'll fight it as long as I can. I try to fight change because I really am not a big fan of change. I like things to just kind of flow, and if something works for you, roll with it. Why does it need to change? If it's, like I've lived by the, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now obviously if something isn't working for you, then you got to move on. But if something does work, then why keep it running? Why take it down? So, but that's how it is. Shit always tries to force you down. That's the bad thing, Nothing ever stays the same. Anyway, we'll be right back, bitches.
If you're a fan of hip-hop and R&B, join me, the Bruh Ren, for a full non-stop hour of back-to-back slappers. Back-to-back slappers. Where the playlist spans from genres like R&B, soul. R&B, soul. I love you. You are my girl. Hip-hop bangers like. Hip-hop bangers like.
25 sitting on 25 mil, I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I'ma do it for the bay, okay? Getting paid, we'll holler whenever that stop. My team good, we don't really need a mascot.
Classic throwbacks, life.
Well, I'm peeping and I'm creeping and I'm creeping. But I damn near got caught, cause my beeper kept beeping. Now it's time for me to make my impression felt. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. You've never been on a ride like this before.
Every Friday night at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And Saturday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Only on the Tough Love Show on JNJ.FM.
Hey, most people don't plan to fail, but a lot of people fail to plan, and it really don't have to be like that. What you know about an IRA or a tax-deferred 401k? What you gotta pay to the government? Ever heard of a tax-exempt retirement? That's info most folks don't know. What you gonna do if you live too long? What you gonna do if you die too soon? Can your spouse afford the house? Will your family go bankrupt if you get sick? You got a plan in place to cover medical debt? I'm not talking about Advil. I'm speaking on long-term ill. You ever seen a bill from that home where Big Mama went to live? It's like $73,000 a year. How you gonna pay for that? 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 You work hard every day, but you really don't like it. You're looking at a retirement crisis. Got a good education, got a good job, got the age and the time, but still got robbed in 2008 when the market crashed. Wanna tell your boss to kiss your bus pass, but you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. Said you can't cause you upside down and your savings on life support right now. So you wake up in the morning and you put on your game face. Then you run out the house late, headed to the same place. On the bus like I'm stuck in your car like I'm stuck. you need is a solution. More income and less confusion. What you gonna do? Where you gonna go? Who you gonna talk to get the info and get money? You can talk to me. You can talk to me. You can talk to me. We got what you need. Or you can join the team. Build yourself and build your wealth by sharing what you learn with somebody else. Each one, teach one how money works. Stay compliant so nobody gets hurt. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Move like a union, be ambitious. We all independent, follow the system. Hey, this is Travis. This song was recorded to get your attention. I have some powerful financial information that you should hear. The things that you need to put in place for a solid financial foundation in case you live too long, die too soon, if you become disabled or need to go into a home, or if you simply need access to a tax-free supplemental retirement or emergency fund. We have the information to put these proper plans in place in case any of these things happen. Contact me at my email. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. That's TKEETONWFG@gmail.com. Let's set up an appointment, sit down at the kitchen table or coffee shop somewhere. I'll show you the information. If you have the need and the means, let's get it done. Or if you're looking for a business with a great compensation plan and a proven system, you should join the team. I know this business isn't for everyone, but it's one of those rare situations where if we all follow the system, it can be a win for all involved. The companies win, the clients win, or the families win, the brokers win. We're entrepreneurs, we're our own bosses. Everyone is a broker. We can make good money and travel around the world on the company's dime. Let's at least try to do it.
At last, the wait's finally over. Be Sick returns from a long hiatus with a brand new album entitled Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Available for digital download only.
Be Sick's no punches pulled approach on the mic gives listeners what they want, as well as gives the rap game a well-deserved kick in the ass, with such hard-hitting gems as the title track, Mr. Zero Tolerance.
Mr. Zero fucking tolerance, you fakes at your fun. My tongue's replacing the gun. My toleration is none. Fucking Buster and a bitch.
Or the laid-back, fun-filled street anthem entitled Change of Pace, featuring Ghost.
This is something to bump as a gift to the haters, so turn it up loud just to piss off your neighbors. And if you out rolling, you be getting a ticket. And if you
straight to the guts, blind to the facts.
Blind to the facts that your mind's in a trap. Blind to the facts that with time we adapt. Blind to the fact of what you don't understand. Blind to the facts by the media scans. Blind to the facts of what you read in a book. Blind to the facts of
Download your copy today of Mr. Zero Tolerance from www.cdbaby.com or go to www.cdbaby.com/cd/bsick2. Download your copy today. Keep the realness in the rap game.
Yee! What up, though? It's the undeniable JT Money, a.k.a. the Bitchizer, and you tuned in to STIM Radio with Maxwell Silverhammer and GJ the Jerk Man. Heavy that. And guess what? They hate hoes almost as much as I do. So don't sleep on these cats. And speaking of sleeping, don't forget to check out my new single, Hustling, from my new project, Morning Wood. It's going down heavy, baby. And speaking of being out, I'm out like a busted traffic like you already know. Get him, Jay!
We think it's the banning of
We are
protected
anonymous.
material.
And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. My boy Maxwell Silverhammer and my bottom bitch jerk man will set you straight with some good all true shit and none of that shit that irks me. Hey Maxie baby, I still got them videos. You fill my cereal port perfectly. Bitch.
Okay. Final segment of the shit that fucking irks me. So, I think I'm going to spend this time getting a little introspective, I guess, if you want to call it. You know, thinking back to my 30s. Like, what the hell did I... You know, in my 20s... You know, looking back at that, I think I thought I knew everything, and I didn't. But my 30s, I definitely learned a lot of shit, stuff I thought was true. And, the world kind of kicked me in the nuts. And, I think it was the first time that I actually, like really, well, I had my first, abusive relationship. When I say abusive, I mean mentally abusive. So, which is the same thing. So now I can identify with those people. Got my first, like, for real, job with benefits, in my 30s. So it was a big ass ramp because, I graduated. When did I graduate college? I was 24, I think, 23, somewhere around there. So I was about 23, and I graduated college and was looking for work. And, I did get a job when I was about 26 or so, but I was working as a temp, and that was going on for about 6 years. And then finally I got hired on and got a real job with real benefits. And so that was different for me. That was definitely a new, nice, beginning to my 30s. And there were some good things that happened in my 30s too. I don't want to say it was all bad. Actually, got to date somebody that I was actually way, 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 way in love with years ago, and reignited that flame. But I learned a lot from that relationship too, and learned a lot about myself. I think the 30s was just a time of, learning what kind of person I really am, and what kind of shit will I tolerate and will I not tolerate, and just kind of learned about me a little bit, and hopefully now I can be a little more sure of myself in my 40s. So it's weird because like your 20s and 30s are your adult stage of learning, and I think 20s you play around, you're stupid, you kind of don't take things as seriously as you should, or vice versa. Sometimes you take shit way too seriously that you shouldn't. You really don't have to. That's the other thing. There was a lot of things I learned in my 30s that, man, really? That used to upset me? That used to, that was something worth, making a big deal out of? Why? Well, that's a waste of energy and time. So, oh, wow, okay, I got a text there. I don't want to read it on the air. I don't want to be putting nothing out, but anyway. So yeah, the 30s was a very interesting time for me. Where I've one of the stuff that happened to me in my 30s here. Like I said, I was actually in love, and first person I actually dated where I talked seriously about marriage. Learned a little bit about online dating, and is it for me or is it not? Kind of learned the difference between canned relationships and real relationships. Learned a lot about friends, and had a lot of friends move away in the process actually, and just a lot of shit went down. So I just gotta hey, it was what it was. So that's how it was being a 30-year-old schmo, running around. So hopefully in my 40s, I can't really tell you, it's kind of like that. Well, where do you see yourself in 20 years? Well, I really fucking don't know. So it's kind of just whatever, wherever. And I just hope that, I don't make the same stupid ass mistakes. And, and like I said, there weren't all bad things. 30s were not all bad. There was some really good stuff too in my 30s. So, things that I really enjoyed, and, had some good times. And it was, it's just like anything, I guess. It wasn't, I can't really just say, a lot of people say, oh man, my 30s were horrible, or my 30s were great, or, whatever, or any age, decade. But for me, I like anything, I can't slap and anything on it. I mean, there were some really bullshitty things that happened, and I've learned some really fucked up lessons. But that just kind of shows you, you never stop growing, I guess. You just continue to grow. So, yeah, it's what it is. And what else happened to me? I know there's other things I'm missing. I've been doing this show. Look at all the shit I've learned doing the show, and all the people I've gotten to network with, and kind of learned about myself there too. As far as like, well, in my 20s, I was trying to do the music thing, and I figured rap was where it was going to be, and, I'm going to be this, I'm going to blow up in the kid name or whatever. So now here it is in my 30s, and, I'm like, well, gee, where am I going? And then I started doing radio, and I'm like, wow, okay, there you go. There's a comfortable fit. So, I found something that actually fit me and worked with me. And, I got to do a lot of things that I couldn't do as a rapper. So you can, a lot of self-realization, I think, because you become more mature and more of an adult at that point. So you realize, what you're going to do and what you're going to take and what you're not going to take and, what works for you and what doesn't. So, we'll see. And I'm not going to make any, well, in my 40s, I'm going to start doing this and I'm going to start doing that. And, and here's the other thing too. A lot of people, they start, well, I hear this a lot from, I know Cruise Control and I have talked about this, but, you look back and you go, well, shouldn't I have accomplished more? Well, no, I'm pretty fucking proud of what I accomplished, actually, and that's the thing, man. Everybody's got to, we're not all on the same path. So just because you're not, married with children and have the thing that society tells you is what's called the quote unquote American dream, doesn't mean that you haven't accomplished something or a bunch of things. I think I've accomplished a lot of stuff personally, as far as, getting the job I got, doing the show I do. I own my own home now. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I'm proud of and happy about. So, it wasn't all a wash for sure. I mean, there's definitely some great things that, I learned about myself and I got some things done. So, I feel good for what I've accomplished, and, sorry if I don't fit the societal standard of, and that was the thing too. I was talking to Mac Metro the other day, and he was making a comment that a lot of people I know have childish tendencies. And I said, well, doesn't everybody? Really the whole world's got childish tendencies now. I mean, it's as my buddy John calls it, the Bart Simpson syndrome, where nobody wants to grow up anymore. Everybody wants to just be a kid all their life and play and nothing serious. And it's all, reality TV and, and sex pictures and mixtapes and dumb shit, really rudimentary bullshit. So he was telling me, he was like, and so he kind of, sometimes when he jokes with me though, I notice with him, a lot of his humor is real. So, like he was saying to me, well, you need to start hanging out with more professional people, Maxwell. And I'm just like, really? Well, that's funny because the people that I see as quote unquote professional, in a lot of cases, I can't relate to them. Number one, again, the immaturity. And I love how one thing that's considered immature, like they might consider me immature because I do a show where I'm using a lot of profanity and, I get on Facebook and say a lot of disgusting shit and whatever, but they would call that immature. Yet they don't consider it immature, they actually think it's quite mature to sit around and fucking, watch stupid, reality TV or just live this, Jersey Shore lifestyle or whatever the fuck, chasing some bullshit that's not real. And or getting on Facebook and posting pictures of your kids every 5 minutes and, about your family and your life and your this and letting the world know your fucking business. That's not immature. But yet the stuff I do is considered immature. So I love that. But to me, a lot of these quote unquote professional people I don't identify with because I think they're childish and immature and stupid, and I don't gel with them. They just don't work with me. And I don't relate to the stuff they talk about. They're in a totally different world. They're chasing something completely different where I relate to people that can relate to me. And okay, I'm sorry if a lot of people I know have childish tendencies, but, funny enough, Mac Metro has some childish tendencies sometimes, So, I mean, those that live in glass houses shouldn't be throwing stones, man. So anyway, but it's funny that, everybody wants to, critique what you're doing and who you hang with and those around you. I can't knock. I think everybody that's been around me, has actually made things better for me. It's because of my support system and the people that I deal with and that I'm friends with, that have made life bearable and that have helped me through a lot of my situations. You think any of these supposed, better people, as you might want to call them, are gonna would do anything for me? Fuck no. They just make fake ass empty promises that they're never gonna keep, and they're just do-gooders. Hey, bro, if you ever need a ride somewhere, man, I'll take you. Yes, that same asshole for a ride several months down the road, they're busy or they don't answer their phone or whatever. It's all bullshit. Everything's a game. So, I'd rather have real people that, might have some annoying quirks, but at least, hey, they're real. And I can say, hey, I've got real friends. And like I said, some of my friends can irk the fuck out of me sometimes. But at the same time, they're all my good friends and I'm proud to have them in my corner. So that's all that matters. So that's the main thing there. And, I'm not changing for anybody, not going to try to be someone I'm not. And they said, well, if you do this, maybe this will happen. Well, I don't really want anything to happen. I want, what I want to happen? I want to have happen what's continuing to happen. So what's going for me is what works. And that's what I hope will continue. So we'll just have to see. We'll have to see what the 40s brings, Will I, maybe improve my diet, maybe stop chewing. I don't know, we'll have to see. We'll just see where life leads me. I really can't. It's like the question, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Well, I really don't fucking know. I didn't see myself here. I'll tell you that much. So, the fact that, I'm doing what I'm doing now at 39, at 30, I wasn't really going, hey man, at almost 40, this is what's going to be happening for me. I had no clue. You asked me what was going on at 30, I thought I was going to be a temp for the rest of my life. I'm going to work a temp job and, probably just see what's going on and, just kind of, and I mean, one thing that's nice about that time though, is you were carefree. You were sort of you were an unbruised slate, if you will. So nothing ever, you were just taking the world by the balls. But after getting knocked down a few times, you're like, oh, fuck, shit is real, and then, of course, we have, and I'm not going to go into all the bad stuff because obviously we know the bad stuff. You guys have heard it over the years on this show, countless amounts of time. So, why rehash all that? But, well, I'm just interested to see where it's going to go. I feel like I'm giving a political speech, like what the fuck is left, but, yeah, we'll see where it goes and what happens, what experiences, man. I'm ready to take the world by the balls, let's just grab it and go with it. Let's just roll with it. See what happens. So yeah, couple more weeks. Let's see what fuck. Yeah, a week from this coming Monday, I'll be 40. Wow, it's coming, and I'm sure I'm not gonna feel any different. I'm not gonna kid myself that I'll feel different, but I'm sure I'll look back at myself at some point. Maybe that's what I should do. Spend that day listening to old archives and see how I sounded. And see how my mindset's changed, because it sure fucking has, about all kinds of things. So, and what's funny is, I think I was as cocky back then as I am now, because I believed in myself that much, which is good, nothing wrong with that. But now at the same time, you sort of substitute some of that cockiness with a little bit of, thought, and you're like, wait a minute, okay, do we want to do this? We want to go there again, but you're better equipped. So that's the thing. You got to keep growing. If you don't keep growing, well, then no reason to keep going. That's that's the main thing there. So I don't know. I don't know where the fuck it's gonna take me and where it's gonna lead me, and who. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. So will we have another decade of STIM radio-y? I hope so. Hopefully I'll be doing this shit. Way into my 40s. So, because I enjoy this, and this is, it's been fun, and, made a lot of, like I said, great connections, learned a lot of different things, about stuff that I didn't really know about prior to, and, that's why I do the show. It's not just for me to rant all the time. It's also that I want people to, throw in their shit. If I'm totally wrong and I'm totally off, then educate me. That's the whole reason. That's the biggest asset I've gotten from doing this show is all the shit that I've learned. So that's really cool. Like I said, That's, I mean, fuck, I guess I really can't say much more about that. You know, it's just, it's the way it is. It's how it's going to be. So, yeah, let's say a bunch of cliche shit. Just, you know, you're trying to work to the last few minutes. Anyway, bitches, I'm Maxwell Silverhammer, and that's the story there, bitches. See ya.